Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to a brand new video. Now in this video we're actually going to go over DOOMFIST, a character that has been basically teased since a little under a year ago. So it's been a pretty long time. He's been in in the the processes of being put into the game for more than a year. He's been going through a whole bunch of testing, you can say, and just a whole bunch of like off-screen behind the scenes stuff that we don't know quite yet. But in the newest update where you can change your reticles or make custom reticles, they actually decided a pretty stupid thing. Blizzard made a bit of a mistake and actually called the update Doomfist and Reticle Update, which obviously hints at Doomfist, the character that has been teased since almost a year ago. So they clearly made a mistake and I guess unofficially released the next character. Now, who is Doomfist? Now, he's basically a half Omnic person, half human, I guess you can say, that wields a massive, robotic fist. Now, this is said to be extremely powerful, leveling skyscrapers and mountains. So clearly, he might be everyone's thinking basically a melee tank or melee DPS, or some type of weird healer. So some people have very different opinions on what he might be and what category he might sit in. But yeah, it is still yet to be discovered, but it's definitely now pretty positive that that is the new character to be added into Overwatch. Now everyone's pretty excited about that, and hopefully you guys just enjoyed the footage here. That's in the background. This is just me playing Reaper in a competitive game. And also, I'm going to go over the new buffs for Reaper and McCree. So, Reaper got a new buff where 20% of all damage done comes back in health. So, I think that ranges from about 1 health returned per shot to about 80 health returned per shot, which, if you think about it, is a nerf and a buff, because usually he'd get 50 health back per kill, and now he's getting 1 to 80 health back per shot. So per hit of his weapon. So that's actually kind of a buff and kind of a nerf at the same time, but it makes him a hell of a lot more survivable in tough situations, and it means that you're more likely to push in and be a little bit more aggressive than, I guess, kind of fall back as well. So hopefully that makes it a little bit better for some of you Reaper mains out there. But for the McCree mains, you guys are going to be pretty happy. The ultimate is finally becoming useful. Instead of starting at 10 damage and working its way up to 2000 damage, it's now starting at 80 damage and working its way up to 2000 damage. So yeah, you guys should be pretty happy about that. That means that you guys will get the death icon on the enemy team a hell of a lot quicker, which means you get kills a lot easier and a lot quicker. So hopefully that excites a lot of the McCree players out there, as it should. That's actually a pretty big change for McCree, as well as your gun reloads to full, so all the bullets are refunded after the use of that ultimate. So with those two buffs and kind of a nerf for Reaper, when they come into their game, which they are, I think, at the time that this video goes live. So this is actually on the Friday. I think the update came out on the Tuesday before, so I think it's been out for a while. Never mind me though. But I think it'd be cool to see how those buffs work with Doomfist now in play. I reckon they'll release Doomfist in about the next maybe month. They won't make you guys wait any longer now that they made that huge mistake on the developer and the coding and things like that, developer side of things, and the coding. So yeah, I reckon they'll release it within the next week if they're smart, or the next 2 or 3 weeks. They won't make you guys wait too long for it. So let's go over some of the concept theories that people think Doomfist may be. Now, some people think that it might be similar to how Reaper works, that the more damage he does, the more healing he does. So that'll be quite interesting to see what he how that works. What the rates what's the maximum rate of healing is. So people think it'll be a basically a healing aura like Lucio, but it instead of like amping it up, it'll actually be similar to Zarya's weapon, how it charges up depending on how much damage is done to the shield. Instead, this will be how much damage you actually physically do to the enemy team. Will depend on how much healing you actually do, which I think is actually a really cool idea and would actually work really well, and it is a bit of a different style of healing. So that might be a little bit more of an aggressive healer, similar to how Symmetra is. She's in the healing / support area, but she's really a support. So yeah, that will kind of change up the way that healers and supports work in the game, which I think will be really cool. Everyone think that he might be a melee tank, though Reinhardt already is a melee tank, so I don't think that they'll do that again. I think it'll be a little bit repetitive if they do that. So yeah, some people are also thinking that he might be a melee DPS, which will also be very interesting because I feel like he might be like a Reaper, where his health pool is kind of edging on tank and defense characters' health pools. So I reckon he'll be a large health pool, large DPS hero, but he'll be very slow, very easy to hit type thing. So yeah, I reckon those are some pretty solid options. I think the melee DPS is the most, I guess the most likely option of those. I wouldn't be surprised if that version of the healer came out, if DOOMFIST actually was a healer. I wouldn't be too surprised, but I definitely would be, I definitely would be a little bit surprised about that and why they chose to do that. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed that video and enjoyed that, I guess, that kind of like news update on what is happening in the Overwatch world. Yeah, hopefully that the editing was alright for now. I am a little bit rusty as it was 2 months since my last video, edging on 3 months, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, hopefully I get better in, the future, the near future. It'd be better that way. But yeah guys, hopefully you enjoy it, and I'll see you legends in the next one.